The internet is in absolute chaos tonight. Social media timelines are flooded, hashtags are exploding, and fans are losing their minds over what many are calling the most shocking celebrity meltdown of the decade. Newly surfaced footage allegedly shows King Harris, yes, the son of hip-hop royalty, T.I. and Tiny, spiraling out of control after what insiders claim was a secret brain surgery gone horribly wrong. The once confident, outspoken young star now appears completely unrecognizable, erratic, emotional, and disturbingly unpredictable. In the video that's spreading like wildfire, King can be seen pacing, shouting at invisible figures, and delivering cryptic messages that fans are calling disturbing prophecies. People close to the family are reportedly terrified. Rumors are flying that the surgery, meant to fix an old injury, may have changed more than just his body. It may have altered his mind. Sources whisper that King's loved ones are torn between protecting him and exposing the truth about what really happened behind closed doors. Did the Harris family cover up a dangerous medical experiment? Was King pushed too far by fame, pressure, and pain? Tonight, we're diving deep into the footage, the secrets, and the shocking downfall that has everyone asking, what really happened to King Harris? The video that started it all was barely 2 minutes long, but it changed everything. It opened with a shaky phone camera, the kind of grainy late-night footage that always hints something's about to go wrong. King Harris, usually the loud and confident son of Atlanta rap legend T.I., stood in the middle of what looked like a hotel hallway. His hair was messy, his shirt half-buttoned, and his eyes, they told a story no one could explain. He muttered something about voices in the walls and light bending backward. Then, in a sudden burst of frustration, he slammed his hand against the wall and shouted, "They opened my head and let the light in," before laughing loud, hysterical, and broken. That single clip was enough to send fans into an online frenzy. Within hours, the internet caught fire. Hashtags like #PrayForKing and #KingHarrisGoneCrazy started trending worldwide. Fans who once loved his wild energy were now terrified. Some claimed it was drugs, others swore it was possession. And then there were those who whispered the unthinkable, that the rumors about a secret brain surgery were true. One anonymous account posted, "Y'all don't get it. He went in for something simple. They said it was for migraines, but they opened his skull. They changed him." People began digging into his past posts, connecting dots that maybe weren't even there. Old videos of King talking about feeling different after a hospital visit resurfaced. In one clip from months ago, he said, "Ever since they worked on me, I feel like my thoughts ain't mine anymore." At the time, everyone thought he was joking. Now, no one was laughing. Behind the scenes, things were even more chaotic. T.I. reportedly called an emergency family meeting the morning after the video leaked. Tiny, who's always been protective of her children, was seen leaving their home in tears. Insiders close to the family claim she was begging King to get help, but he refused. He thinks everyone's lying to him, one source said. He keeps saying they're trying to erase him. Meanwhile, fans outside the family mansion gathered, holding posters and phones, desperate to catch a glimpse of King. Some shouted, "We love you, King," while others whispered prayers, convinced that something evil had taken over him. The atmosphere was eerie, half concern, half fascination. A supposed friend of King's went live on Instagram, claiming he had visited King a few days before the video surfaced. "He wasn't the same, bro," the friend said. "He kept saying the surgery unlocked parts of his brain people weren't supposed to use. He talked about seeing shadows even when the lights were on." The live quickly went viral, and fans began compiling theories that ranged from brain chip experiments to secret Hollywood rituals. Then came the leaked hospital records. An anonymous email sent to several gossip pages contained what looked like medical documents with King's name on them. It mentioned a neural recalibration procedure and cognitive response monitoring. No one could confirm their authenticity. But that didn't stop the internet from exploding with speculation. Blogs picked it up instantly. One wrote, "What was King Harris doing undergoing a neural procedure at 20? Another claimed the surgery was performed by a doctor with ties to experimental military programs. Fans began dissecting every detail of King's recent behavior, his erratic live streams, his sudden disappearance from social media, and his cryptic posts about awakening. Then came the second video. This time, he was in what looked like his bedroom. The lights were dim and he was speaking directly into the camera. "They told me it would help me think clearer," he said quietly. "They said it would fix me. But now I can't turn it off. I can hear people's thoughts when I close my eyes." His expression shifted from fear to rage. "They used me. I'm not crazy. They just don't want me to remember." He ended the live abruptly, leaving millions of viewers stunned. Fans flooded the comments with heartbreak and confusion. "This isn't entertainment anymore," one wrote. "He needs real help." Another said, "If this is true, Hollywood is darker than we thought." Even celebrities began weighing in. Rapper Boosie posted, "That boy need prayers, not cameras." Meanwhile, Cardi B tweeted, "This feels off. I hope he's okay, FR." But the family's silence made everything worse. Neither T.I. nor Tiny released a statement. Their social media went dark. Paparazzi caught glimpses of T.I. driving alone, face tense, refusing to answer questions. One night, King was spotted outside a convenience store, barefoot, pacing and mumbling to himself. Witnesses said he looked disoriented, like he didn't even know where he was. Someone shouted his name, and he froze, then bolted into the darkness. That clip became the #1 trending video on YouTube. Influencers began making reaction videos. Body language experts analyzed his movements. And conspiracy theorists connected the situation to past celebrity breakdowns. The whole world seemed to be watching the unraveling of a young man who'd once been the life of every room he walked into. And then something strange happened. A mysterious account called Truth of King appeared on social media, claiming to be run by one of King's real friends. They started posting unseen footage clips of King in the hospital, talking to doctors, whispering about the machine. In one clip, he said, "They said it'll make me smarter, but I think it made me see too much." That line alone sent fans spiraling into theories that he had undergone some kind of experimental enhancement. Gone wrong? Meanwhile, sources claim that King's relationship with his father had completely collapsed. He allegedly accused T.I. of signing him up for the surgery. One insider told a blog they had a fight so bad neighbors heard shouting. King said, "You wanted to fix me so I could fit your image." The next day, T.I. was seen leaving the house with a suitcase. Fans began to wonder if the family had completely fallen apart. But the most chilling twist came when a fan uncovered a live recording that had been deleted moments after it went up. In it, King sat in the dark and whispered, "They said I was broken. But what if I was never broken? What if they were scared I was whole?" His eyes flickered towards something off camera, and then the video cut off abruptly. The internet went into panic mode. What was happening to him? Was he losing his mind or uncovering something he wasn't supposed to? Even psychiatrists were weighing in on podcasts, debating whether his behavior showed signs of a mental breakdown or post-surgical trauma. And just when people thought the story couldn't get any darker, a source close to Tiny revealed that the family was considering involuntary treatment for King. But apparently, King had already vanished. "They can't find him," the insider said. "He left without his phone, without his car. No one knows where he went." The news outlets ran with the headline immediately. "King Harris missing after disturbing outburst." Fans began searching local Atlanta areas, filming themselves trying to find King. The energy online was both heartbreaking and surreal, a digital manhunt mixed with celebrity obsession as days passed with no word. Theories only grew louder. Some claimed King had escaped to a secret facility. Others said he was hiding in plain sight, disguising himself to avoid being captured. But a few people swore they saw him wandering downtown, talking to himself, scribbling symbols on walls. One viral post read, "I saw King near Edgewood. He looked right at me and said, 'The light is still in me.' No one could tell what was real anymore. Some believed he was genuinely spiraling. Others were convinced he was trying to send a message warning the world about something much bigger. But everyone agreed on one thing. This wasn't the same King Harris the world used to know. And just as hope was fading, a new clip surfaced online, one that would change everything again. It was timestamped the night before he went missing, and what it showed would send chills through everyone watching. The clip began with a shaky camera and muffled laughter, like whoever was filming didn't realize the mic was on. The room was dimly lit, but you could clearly see King sitting on the floor, surrounded by papers, drawings, and what looked like scattered medical files. His voice was calm at first, eerily calm, as he stared directly into the lens and said, "They told me I'd feel better after they opened my head, but they didn't tell me whose thoughts would come inside." His tone sent chills down everyone's spine. He picked up a piece of paper covered in scribble symbols, numbers, and strange diagrams that looked almost scientific and whispered, "These are what they left in me. They didn't take it all out." Fans immediately noticed a faint shadow move behind him, almost like someone else was in the room. Then the camera shook, and King's demeanor changed instantly. He turned his head sharply, eyes darting like he'd heard something. "Stop whispering," he snapped. "I said, stop whispering." He stood up, pacing in circles. "You think I don't hear you? I hear all of you. The walls are not walls. They breathe." And then he began laughing again, the same unsettling, echoing laugh that made the first video go viral. Within hours, the video was everywhere. People claimed it had been deleted from social media minutes after it was posted. Yet somehow dozens of copies circulated on different platforms. Theories multiplied. Some said it was staged. Others believed it was proof that King had undergone mind-altering experiments. And then, out of nowhere, a supposed nurse who worked at the hospital where King had his surgery came forward in an interview with a gossip blog. Her face was blurred and her voice was altered, but her words ignited a new storm. "He wasn't supposed to be conscious that soon," she said. "The doctor was nervous. He said the patient's brain activity was off the charts. Something about his neural patterns syncing faster than normal." She went on to claim that after the surgery, King's heart rate spiked abnormally. And he started speaking before anesthesia wore off. "He kept saying, 'I can see the grid,'" the nurse recalled. Everyone thought he was hallucinating, but the monitor started showing readings none of us had ever seen. Her story went viral overnight. Fans flooded her with messages begging for proof, but she vanished from social media 2 days later. Her accounts were deleted and no one could find her again. Meanwhile, the Harris family was unraveling behind closed doors. Tiny reportedly blamed T.I. for allowing the surgery. "You were supposed to protect him," she allegedly shouted during one explosive argument that neighbors overheard. "He's our son, not your project." Key supposedly fired back, "I was trying to help him. He begged for it. He said he wanted to be better." The shouting match escalated until Tiny locked herself in another room. Sobbing, the tension wasn't just inside the family. Friends of King started speaking out too. One of his closest childhood buddies, Malik, went live on Instagram, clearly emotional. "We all thought he was just being dramatic," Malik said, eyes red from crying. "But after that surgery, he changed. He wasn't sleeping. He told me he could feel electricity under his skin." Malik claimed King showed him scars behind his ears, small and circular, like something had been inserted. "I told him to go to another doctor, but he said no one else would understand." As the internet devoured every detail, fans began connecting the symbols from King's drawings to ancient codes and scientific diagrams. A TikTok creator posted a theory that the symbols matched brainwave frequencies used in experimental mind control research. The video gained over 10 million views in a day. And even mainstream media outlets began asking if something sinister had really happened to the young rapper. Then came the shocking development. King's missing posters started appearing all over Atlanta. But late one night, a fan uploaded a blurry video that looked like it had been taken near a gas station. It showed King sitting on a curb, rocking back and forth, mumbling to himself. The person filming approached and asked softly, "King, are you okay?" King looked up slowly, his expression vacant, and whispered, "They found me again. Tell them not to follow the lights." Then he got up and walked away, disappearing behind the store. The fan who took the video claimed that minutes later, 2 unmarked black vans pulled up to the same spot. That clip reignited everything. Some fans said it proved King was being hunted by whoever had done the surgery. Others insisted it was staged to keep people distracted. But either way, it worked. The internet couldn't stop talking about him behind the scenes. The Harris family was reportedly in panic mode. Tiny begged the police to help find her son, but insiders claim T.I. didn't trust the authorities. He thinks this is bigger than the police, one friend said. He's been making calls, trying to reach people high up, like in government programs. Fans couldn't believe what they were hearing. Was T.I. suggesting a cover-up? Then, a new twist hit. A leaked voicemail, allegedly from King to his younger brother, surfaced online. In it, King sounded frightened but determined. "If something happens to me, it wasn't an accident," he said. "Check the folder under my bed. They'll say I lost my mind, but you'll see the files. The proof's in the files." The voicemail ended abruptly with a strange clicking noise. The younger brother never confirmed if it was real. But fans immediately started speculating about what the files could be. 1 week later, the files appeared online. An anonymous user uploaded a zip folder titled Project H. Inside were photos of medical scans, notes, and what looked like emails between doctors discussing subject KH21. One message read, "Neural synchronization exceeding expected parameters. Possible cognitive side effects include paranoia, auditory hallucinations, and emotional dissonance." Another note simply said, "Terminate phase 2 immediately." The internet lost its collective mind. People now believed King Harris wasn't just a celebrity gone off the rails, he was a victim of a failed experiment. Fans flooded the hospital's social media accounts demanding answers. The hospital quickly issued a statement calling the documents fabricated and false. But the damage was already done. No one believed them. Then, in an unexpected twist, a video appeared on an obscure video sharing platform, one that wasn't YouTube or TikTok. It showed King sitting in what looked like an abandoned warehouse. His voice was calmer this time, almost lucid. "I'm not missing," he said softly. "I just needed to remember who I was before they changed me." He looked directly into the camera. "They wanted me to forget the truth. But the truth doesn't die when you erase it, it hides." He paused, breathing heavily, then said, "Tell my family I love them, but they have to stop looking for me. I'm not gone. I'm evolving." His eyes glistened, a single tear falling as the video glitched and faded to black dot. The internet exploded once again. Theories split into factions, those who believed he had reached some higher level of consciousness, those who thought he was trapped in delusion, and those who swore he was still being controlled. Podcasts debated endlessly, YouTubers made timelines, and journalists started referring to it as the King Harris phenomenon. Tiny, heartbroken and desperate, appeared in public for the first time in weeks. Pleading for her son to come home. Through tears, she said, "We just want to help him. We don't care about the fame. We don't care about the rumors. We just want our son back." The emotional clip went viral, and fans flooded her page with prayers and support. But the next day, an anonymous message appeared in her comments section that read, "He's not lost. He's just awake now." The message was quickly deleted, but screenshots spread everywhere. The words haunted fans and family alike. Was it from King himself? Or from whoever was behind this mysterious transformation? And just when everyone thought the story had reached its peak, something even stranger happened. A series of lights were spotted in the sky over Atlanta, one night pulsing in rhythmic patterns. Dozens of fans claimed they saw King standing near a rooftop, staring up at the sky with his arms raised. No one could confirm the footage, But blurry videos appeared online, and people swore they could hear him shouting, "I told you the light talks back." The incident divided the internet completely. Half the world believed it was all part of a breakdown. The other half believed King had discovered something beyond human understanding. And as the world argued, a chilling silence fell from the Harris family's side once again. No one knew it yet. But the next video to surface would reveal something far more disturbing than anyone expected. Something that would turn this mystery into a full-blown nightmare. The third video appeared out of nowhere, uploaded at 3 in the morning on a little-known streaming site, and then re-uploaded by dozens of fans before it could be taken down. This time, the quality was clearer. King sat on a cold concrete floor, the kind of place that looked like a basement or abandoned facility. His hair was longer, his face thinner, his eyes sunken, but burning with intensity. He held a small black device in his hands, something that looked like a recorder. "They told me to stop," he whispered, his voice trembling but steady. "They told me I was too loud, too awake. They said I would break the machine." He glanced around the room nervously, as if someone might be watching. Then he held up a photograph, blurry, but clearly showing himself in a hospital bed surrounded by masked doctors. "This is where they started it," he said. "This is where they put the light in my head." He tapped his temple and smiled weakly. "But the light doesn't belong to them anymore. It belongs to me." Fans who saw the video described it as the most chilling yet. His tone was different, less frantic, more like a man who had accepted something terrifying. And then, midway through the video, a sound interrupted him, a metallic clanging, echoing from somewhere off-screen. King froze, staring into the darkness. "They're here," he muttered. "I can't let them find me." The screen went black for a moment, then came back. King was now standing, speaking directly to the camera. "My father thinks he can fix this," he said bitterly. "He can't fix me. I'm not broken. I'm awake, and he's still asleep." He laughed softly, but without humor. He signed the papers. He gave them permission. Ask him about Project H. The internet exploded. Up until now, the accusations had been vague. But this was the first time King had directly named his father in a supposed program. Podcasts and blogs dissected every frame, every word. What was Project H? Did T.I. really sign something? Why wasn't the family responding? Screenshots of legal-looking documents began circulating, contracts with names, blacked out except for K, Harris and Project H. As the theory spread, an old clip of T.I. resurfaced from a radio interview months before the incident. In it, he joked about having some cutting-edge medical tech for his son. "We're gonna get him right," T.I. had said with a smile. New year, new mind. At the time, it seemed like a harmless joke. Now it was evidence in the court of public opinion. Inside the Harris household, things were reportedly at a breaking point. A source close to the family claimed Tiny confronted T.I. after seeing the third video. "You didn't tell me the truth," she allegedly screamed. "You said it was for migraines. You said it was safe." T.I. reportedly replied, "I didn't know they'd do this. They said it was routine." The argument ended with Tiny threatening to go public. But T.I. allegedly begged her to stay quiet. Meanwhile, King's siblings were caught in the middle. A blurry clip began circulating of one of his younger brothers crying on a live stream saying, "We just want him home. He's not crazy. He's scared." The comment section flooded with messages of support and wild theories. Some fans even began crowdfunding to rescue King, convinced he was being held against his will. But the story took another dramatic turn when a supposed whistleblower emailed several journalists with a shocking claim. The email alleged that Project H was not just a medical procedure, but part of a neuroenhancement trial, funded by a shadowy tech company working with entertainment insiders. The whistleblower attached a single image, a slide from a presentation, showing subject KH-21, and the words cognitive expansion, emotional suppression. The image went viral instantly. People began posting side-by-side comparisons of King before and after the surgery, pointing out changes in his speech patterns, his music, and his demeanor. They tried to turn him into a machine. One viral tweet read, "But the machine broke." The situation escalated even further when another video surfaced, this time of T.I. being confronted by a fan at an airport. The fan shouted, "What did you do to King?" T.I. ignored him, head down, but the clip spread across social media like wildfire. Comments accused him of selling out his son for fame, money, or some secret deal. T.I.'s silence only fueled the outraged Tiny, however, began to break her silence. She posted a cryptic message on her Instagram story. "Sometimes the truth is too heavy to carry alone." Fans immediately interpreted it as a sign she was ready to expose everything. Hashtags like #JusticeForKing and #ProjectH trended worldwide. Then came the most disturbing leak yet. Someone uploaded a short audio recording to Reddit. The voice was unmistakably King's. In it, he whispered, "They're trying to shut me down. If you're hearing this, it means I failed. But listen, everything is in the light. Follow the pattern. You'll see." Faintly in the background, there was a clicking noise. Like machinery or code being entered on a keypad, the recording reignited the conspiracy frenzy. People began analyzing it like it was a code, trying to match the pattern to his drawings from earlier videos. One theory suggested the pattern was actually a map leading to a location in Atlanta. Dozens of fans started exploring abandoned warehouses and filming it for YouTube. Some claimed they found symbols similar to King's drawings sprayed on walls. Then, one night, a live video appeared on King's old account. The screen was dark at first, then flickered on to reveal King sitting at a table. His face was pale, but his eyes were intense. "This is the last time I'll speak," he said quietly. "They think they won. They think they broke me. But I'm still here. I remember everything now." He reached into his pocket and pulled out what looked like a small metallic chip. "This is what they put inside me," he said. "I took it out." He held the chip up to the camera. "This is their control, their leash. Without it, I'm free." His voice cracked. "But freedom isn't what I thought it would be. Freedom hurts." He looked away, tears streaming down his face. "I'm not safe. None of us are safe." Fans watching the live stream flooded the comments with shock, fear, and disbelief. Some begged him to go to a hospital, others to go to the police, and others still to keep exposing them. But before anyone could process what they were seeing, a loud, banging sound echoed in the background. King's eyes widened. "They found me," he whispered. The screen went black. The live stream ended. The internet went into meltdown. #TheyFoundKing began trending immediately. People speculated he'd been captured, silenced, or worse. Some said the video was fake. Others were convinced they'd just witnessed the final moment of a real life thriller. Tiny reportedly collapsed after seeing the live stream. A source claims she screamed, "They took him. They took my baby," while T.I. allegedly left the house without saying a word. The family's team refused to comment, only releasing a vague statement about privacy during a difficult time. Meanwhile, fans began reporting sightings of unmarked vans near the locations tied to King's rumored hideouts. One fan tweeted, "This is bigger than we think. King's not crazy, he's a warning." Podcasts, blogs, and even mainstream news outlets now covered the story daily. King Harris was no longer just a celebrity. He was a mystery, a conspiracy, and a tragedy all rolled into one. But just when the world thought it had reached the end of the story, another anonymous account uploaded a new clip. It was only 10 seconds long, but would send shivers down every viewer's spine. It showed a dark room, a single chair, and on the wall behind it, the same symbols King had drawn months earlier. In the middle of the frame, barely visible, was a figure with dreadlocks, sitting motionless. The caption read, "Phase 2 begins." The video ended there, leaving millions of people staring at their screens, unsure if they'd just seen the beginning of the end, or at the end of the beginning. The video titled "Phase 2 Begins" spread faster than anything before it. Within minutes, every major platform had mirrored versions, and within an hour, millions were watching and debating whether the still figure in the dark room was really King Harris. Some swore they saw his lips move in the final second before the clip ended, whispering something too faint to make out. Others enhanced the audio and claimed they could hear him say, "Wake up." The word sent shivers through the fandom. Wake up trended globally, and people began using it like a rallying cry, as if King had become a symbol for something much bigger than himself. Meanwhile, sources close to the Harris family described total emotional collapse inside their home. Tiny had reportedly stopped eating, barely sleeping, and refused to leave the house. She kept replaying King's old childhood videos, crying quietly every night. T.I., on the other hand, had gone silent. Friends said he was spending hours in his office, surrounded by files, legal papers, and photos. One insider claimed he had a folder marked Phase 2 locked in his desk. When someone asked what it meant, he supposedly muttered, "They said it would never reach this point." Then came the press conference. Out of nowhere, T.I. announced he would make a public statement regarding his son. Journalists and fans crowded outside the venue, desperate for answers. When he finally appeared, he looked exhausted, his voice low and shaky. "My son is alive," he began. "But he's not himself right now. We're working with professionals to bring him home safely." He paused, visibly trembling. "There's been a lot of lies, a lot of stories out there. I can't confirm everything you've heard, but I can say this: something went wrong. Something they didn't tell us about." That one sentence sent the media into chaos. T.I. tried to continue, but reporters shouted over him, asking about Project H, the surgery, and the mysterious footage. He refused to answer, only saying, "Please, let us heal in peace." He left without taking further questions. But for fans, the damage was done. His words confirmed what they'd suspected all along: something real had happened that night. Dozens of anonymous accounts claiming to be former insiders began posting new information. One claimed Project H wasn't just about brain surgery. It was about altering emotional perception. The idea was to enhance creativity by suppressing self-doubt. Another claimed the experiment had military origins and was later repurposed for entertainment purposes. Screenshots of alleged research slides, test results, and funding documents filled timelines. Whether true or fake, they painted a terrifying picture that King had been an unwilling participant in an experiment to manipulate human emotion for profit. But then, a voice message surfaced that shifted the narrative once again. It was sent to a well-known podcaster who'd been covering the story. The message, barely 30 seconds long, began with heavy breathing and the faint hum of static. Then came King's voice. "They said I was broken, but I remember now. I wasn't the only one. They did this to others too. Tell them to look in the archives." The message ended abruptly with a harsh, metallic crackle. The clip dominated headlines for days. Others too. People asked, who were they? Was King referring to other celebrities, other patients, or something else entirely? Theories flooded in. Some believed other public figures who'd had mental breakdowns were actually part of the same experiment. Others thought King had descended too far into delusion to tell what was real anymore. Still, the fear was real. Fans started connecting dots between King's symptoms and those of other celebrities who had disappeared or acted strangely in the past. Meanwhile, strange events continued in Atlanta. Reports began surfacing of streetlights flickering in rhythmic pulses, matching the same pattern of lights seen in King's earlier Awakening video. Some fans claimed to hear faint radio frequencies that, when recorded and slowed down, contained distorted fragments of King's voice. One viral post said, "He's not gone. He's in the signal." People began treating the story like a digital haunting, half urban legend, half documentary. Inside the Harris home, the family's relationships deteriorated even further. Tiny reportedly accused T.I. of caring more about damage control than his son's safety. "You're out there talking to cameras while our boy is lost," she shouted during one argument a friend overheard. "You made him do this, and now you want to fix it for your image." T.I. allegedly replied, "I didn't make him do anything. I just gave him a chance. He wanted to prove himself. He wanted to be stronger." The words "stronger" and "prove himself" became focal points online. Old interviews of King talking about pressure from fame resurfaced. He had once said being a Harris means you can't mess up. You gotta be perfect. I just want to be better than perfect. Those words now sounded haunting. Fans began to see his supposed quest for self-improvement as the tragic catalyst for everything. That followed. Then, after weeks of silence, another clip dropped. This time, it didn't come from an anonymous account. It was posted on King's verified page. No one knew who had access to it. The video was only 30 seconds long, but it was the most unsettling one yet. It showed King standing in a dark corridor, illuminated only by the glow of a flickering light. His voice was calm, almost serene. "I found the others," he said. "They're awake now too. They tried to silence us, but we remembered," smiled faintly. The light is spreading, then the screen glitched and the video ended. Within hours, reports started coming in from fans claiming to have seen people acting strangely in public, speaking in phrases similar to King's, talking about the light or drawing the same symbols seen in his earlier videos. Whether these sightings were real or mass hysteria didn't matter. The legend had taken on a life of its own. News outlets called it the awakening movement. People online claimed they felt connected to King, saying his videos unlocked something in them. Fan pages began turning into forums for people who believed they had been awakened. Some started wearing silver headbands as a sign of solidarity, calling themselves the Enlightened. What had started as a celebrity scandal was now a full-blown cultural phenomenon. But behind the chaos, something quieter and more tragic was happening. A week after the light is spreading video, police confirmed they had located someone matching King's description near an abandoned industrial complex. Witnesses said he appeared calm and didn't resist when officers approached. He was taken into custody and transported to a private facility. The family remained silent for several days. But finally, Tiny broke the silence in a tearful live stream. "He's safe," she said softly. "He's getting help. Please stop spreading the lies. We just want peace now." But not everyone believed her. Fans claimed the live stream had strange glitches, with moments where the video distorted slightly, almost as if something or someone didn't want her to speak freely. In one frame, viewers swore they saw a faint reflection behind her, resembling King's silhouette. Conspiracy accounts exploded, insisting the help she mentioned wasn't a hospital but a containment facility. Then the final twist came. A journalist investigating Project H received a package with no return address. Inside was a single USB drive. On it, one short video file labeled KH Final. It showed a dimly lit hospital room. The camera panned to reveal King sitting upright in bed, connected to monitors. His eyes opened slowly, and he whispered, "It's done now." A faint smile crossed his face. "They can't control the light anymore. I gave it back." Then, in the final second before the video cut off, he looked directly into the camera and said, "Wake up." That was the last anyone ever saw of him. After the video leaked, the family disappeared from public view. T.I. deleted all his social media. Tiny stopped responding to press inquiries. The hospital where King was supposedly treated issued a statement, claiming no record of him being there, but the story didn't die. Murals of King's face with the words "Wake Up" began appearing in cities around the country. Online communities kept sharing his clips, treating him as a prophet, a martyr, or a victim depending on who you asked. Even late-night talk shows couldn't avoid the subject, joking nervously about the boy who saw the light. Was King's breakdown the result of medical malpractice, psychological trauma, or something else entirely? No official investigation ever confirmed the truth. In the end, all that remained were fragments videos, rumors, whispers in dark corners of the internet. And through it all, one phrase endured: "They opened my head and let the light in." It became a warning, a legend, and for some, a belief. Even now, fans claim to hear his voice faintly when they play his old music backward, murmuring the same two words that started and ended the entire saga: "Wake up." So, after all that, the world still doesn't know what really happened to King Harris. Was it a tragic mental breakdown pushed by fame, pressure, and pain? Or was it something darker, a secret experiment, a family cover-up, a story too strange for the public to ever understand? What's clear is that the young man who once filled the internet with laughter, energy, and wild confidence became the center of a mystery that no one can quite solve. Fans remain divided. Some believe King found a higher truth and escaped the system that tried to control him. Others are convinced he's still trapped somewhere, silenced for knowing too much. And then there are those who think it's all a cruel misunderstanding, a young soul struggling, while the world turned his pain into entertainment. Whatever the truth may be, one thing's certain: the internet will never stop searching. Every video, every whisper, every eerie wake-up message keeps the legend alive. Maybe one day he'll return, clear the air, and tell his story in his own words. Or maybe the mystery will stay just that, a haunting reminder of how fame, family, and fear can twist together until no one knows where reality ends. And the performance begins. But what do you think really happened? Was King Harris a victim of something beyond his control? Or did he willingly walk into the storm? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear your theories. And if you've been following this wild story from the start, make sure you hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe for more insane updates on the world's most unbelievable celebrity stories. Because trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. Stay tuned, stay curious, and as King himself said, wake up. Wake up.